First of all, I'm going to have to ask you to overlook this background noise. It's about 90 something degrees outside and hot in this shop, and I can't function without it being a little cooler, so having to run my air conditioner, so that'll be background noise you're hearing. But here's a another guitar that I bought, as if I needed another one, but it's an old Harmony. It's a H-165, which 162 is one most common one you see out there, I guess, and this the 162's got a spruce top, and this has got a mahogany top. It's solid mahogany body. So it's a 165. Here's the pig head. It's pretty typical. It's got the small inlays, so that would make me think it's a little older model. I don't know how old, but it's got your typical stuff on it. Small sound hole like they have, and it's got 19 frets. 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. I don't know how true this holds, but the older guitars had 19 frets and the new ones sometimes had 20, so I don't know. It's hard to identify the exact year model of these things, and it doesn't matter because they're all just about the same. This has got the pinless bridge on it, and this bridge is, as you can see, is pulled up. Top looks pretty good, and the sides look pretty good. Here's the neck. Got those old cheap tuners on it. I don't like those. I usually change them out for a sealed Asian made cheap tuners, but they work good. The back's got a crack in it, which is not earth shattering, but overall it's in pretty good shape for the shape it's in, I guess. This looks like a Brazilian rosewood fingerboard. It's all darkened up, but that's basically what we've got to start out with. We're going to do our B2 restoration on it. Try to see what we can make of it. I won't try to play it. I usually don't, because these things, in my opinion, don't have any sound in them to start out with. Alright, that's what we got. One thing you might notice about this guitar, and this is true of about every old Harmony that I've run across, and I thought for a long time that there was some luthier somewhere that was getting carried away with a belt sander or something, sanding cross grain on these fretboards, but I've noticed that almost every one of them I've ever encountered has got lines across the frets. Looks like somebody took some sandpaper. You can hear that. You can hear that. Hear that? That's how rough the thing is. And that Brazilian is just such pretty wood for a fingerboard. It's a shame for them to leave it like that, but I believe they came from the factory like that. May be a law, I don't know. I removed the little inlays. They're celluloid, and when you heat the fingerboard up to take it off, they'll just blaze up. So I removed them, and I installed removed one fret, the first fret, and drilled a little hole through it and through one of the holes back here where an inlay came out. And I've got these alignment pins that I'll put down in there when I get ready to glue the fingerboard back on. That'll help me get it back into alignment. Here's a shot of my little silicone heaters that I'm going to use to remove the fingerboard with. We always take the fingerboard off these things and install a two-way truss rod in them. These little old steel rectangular pieces they've got in there for a truss rod, they're not very efficient. We've got our little jig on here to put some pressure on the neck, and we're going to put our little foam cutters in here. Put a little pressure on the neck. Turn these on. We're going to squirt a little bit of water down in here, and that'll create some steam. And we'll just wait on these things to warm up. Well, it's been a few minutes here. We're going to apply a little bit of pressure to this thing and start wiggling this neck a little bit. And there it is. Came out pretty cleanly. We're working on this, getting this back off here. It's a slow process. Really thin piece of mahogany here on the back. Really hard to get it off without splitting. Here's a little trick I've learned through the years. Getting this end block, neck block off is really hard, so I've learned to saw through it. Saw just a little bit of the neck block off. And I can glue that back on. Glue the piece back in it, that is, before I put the back on. I'll get you a shot of these ladder braces. I've got 4 behind the sound hole, and a big old long bridge plate, and 1 in front of the sound hole. And this one up here is not as wide and as heavy as I like to put them, like a Martin's got. Martin's 1/2 inch wide, this brace in the Martin is. And it seems to be a weak point around these sound holes on these old harmonies, so we're going to take these braces out and take that little old bridge plate out. Here's the top after I got the braces out and got it cleaned up. We're going to open this sound hole up. We've got this little template, that 4-inch diameter template that we use. That's the same size as what Martin uses. Here's our tool we use to open this sound hole up with. We've got that thing like we want it, round it off. We'll come back at some point and take some shellac on a paper towel and go around the edge of it, and it'll blend in and look like it's always been that way. Here the brace is rough shaped. Still got to cut the slot where they cross over each other. But that's about the way they're going to look. Here's a shot of the X braces and the front brace all dry clamped in there. That's the way we'll glue them in there. We're working on this back. We've already rounded off the back braces. And we're trying to work this piece of wood that we cut off of the end block down. Get it off the back here. And then we'll make a little piece to fill in what we took off of it. Here's a shot of the back after I cleaned the braces up and repaired a crack in it. Took some wood off the braces and rounded them off. Here's the outside of it. We'll work on that a little bit more after we get it put back together. Here we are with the little popsicle braces going around the sound hole here. We shaped a little piece of mahogany. Just happened to be what we had around here. We'll fill in this gap that we cut out and remove the back. Here's a little piece that we glued on the back on the end block. And that just takes up that space of that piece that I cut out of there. We're working on these braces, finishing the shape of them up. I like to round the edges over a little bit. If you're pretty observant, you might have noticed that these braces are just about a 1/4 inch wide. That's similar to a D35 Martin or the old Gibson J45s and J50s. A lot of those had real narrow braces in them, and I lean toward the narrower braces. One thing I like to do is I like the end of these braces to be come down to nothing. Now you finish up with some sandpaper here. Just, I think it's about 180. That's what it looks like when we get it done. Here is the top braced and the sides all prepared to put the back on it. We put a couple of pieces of linings in there to build it back up to the height it should be. We've got the back fixed. We got a little crack that we want to work on some more after we get it back in the guitar. There's what it looks like. We're ready to put it back on there. We're ready to put this back on this guitar. We've got the inside taped up to kind of limit the amount of glue that squeezes out. I'm going to show you a little shot of me putting the binding on this thing. I routed out the slots. It didn't originally have binding on it. I'm using this Stu Mac off-white binding. I think it looks appropriate on these old guitars. Here it is, taped on there and drying. Now we're going to go back to working on this neck. We got the truss rod fitting in there. We're going to clean the surface of the neck and the fingerboard up so we can reattach it. Here are little line-up pins that we got the bottom of the fingerboard and the top of the neck cleaned off. Here are little alignment pins that we drilled a hole for. That ensures that the neck is back in place where it was. There's the fingerboard clamped on and glued in there. Here's a shot of the body after I got the excess glue wiped off of it. Here's the neck after we put the fingerboard back on it. It really lined back up really good. I think I can get by with that. We're going to have to find some frets to put in it, but I believe that's going to be all right. Here's a little spline I made. This thing had been repaired, this crack had been repaired before, and somebody destroyed some of the wood in it, so I had to put a little spline in it. It's not going to be a invisible repair, but I glued this in here with some fish glue and put a piece of mahogany back in there. We're working on this little spline that we put in this back, trying to make it look a little better. Somebody had tried to repair a crack and they did more damage than they did repairs on it. If that's going to be any better or not, we'll see. Here we are with a couple of coats of shellac sprayed on it with an airbrush. It's coming around. It's not going to be perfect, but it's going to be, I believe it'll serve the purpose for this repair. Here's a shot of the neck glued back in after I got it fit. We're working on this bridge. I've been making these videos for a few years and watched quite a few of them, and always heard the cream's gonna come to the top, but I ain't too sure that applies to making videos, because I've seen some people that couldn't stick their finger in their butt with both hands on some of these videos, and they got 1 million subscribers, and I do something I feel like's pretty good, and I get about 10 people looking at it. But anyhow, that's neither here nor there. But this is one thing that I came up with that I think is a valid way of doing it. I've seen people try to locate these bridges in different ways, and I'm not saying there's ways wrong, but I usually just take a piece of plastic and cut around the bridge I'm going to use with it with a razor knife, and and that aligns it in the right place. When I clamp it, it's not going to slide around. It's going to stay right where I have it. And then I've got these little measuring devices that I use to line it up sideways and get the saddle in the right spot. So I just thought I'd speak about that. I'm not trying to pat myself on the back, but some things work and some things don't. And I see them take a knife and cut around here, and that just weakens the top. With this setup, you can sand right up to the edge of where the bridge is going to go and get glue on all the surfaces. This is just some 80 grit paper. Now we're going to glue this bridge on. This is a little bit of fish glue. So now that we've got this in place, we'll remove this little piece here. Throw it away. It's a one-time use on it. And now we can clean off the excess. When I build a guitar or put a top in one, I usually finish the top before I clamp the bridge on it. It's hard to get the finish smooth up against the bridge, but you can refinish under there and then scrape that finish off and do it this way, and it'll work pretty good. Now we're going to finish cleaning this squeeze out off this bridge. We're going to get some footage here of applying this rosette to around this sound hole. We mixed up a little bit of tight bond and water together. Feel like the tight bond will help the thing stick better. Here's a bone saddle shaped up, fitted in there. Fits good and tight. It ain't got no wobble in it. Here are my homemade bridge pins out of dogwood. Here's a shot of the pick guard after we put it on. We fabricated a bone nut, fit it to the slot there, and put some side dots on the edge of the fingerboard. Got her saddle and bridge pins all in place, and got a pick guard fitted to it, and got a rosette on it. Just got a few little things left. Here's the finished product. We put our little V2 sticker on it. That stands for Born Twice. And there's our homemade truss rod cover, and the nut. The old fingerboard, that's pretty Brazilian rosewood. It cleaned up pretty good. We put a few frets in it. I think put 3 frets in it, 3 or 4. And we got the binding on it. It's off-white and doesn't look like it's just been put on there. There's our bridge. I believe that's a Brazilian bridge. And a bone saddle we made, our dogwood bridge pins, and there's a rosette, fake rosette we put on it. Here's the back of it. New tuners. Got a strap button on it. That's about all we're going to do to it. I guess I could show you what it sounds like. I'm going to try to show you what this little guitar sounds like. It's a Harmony H-165, solid mahogany body. We did an extensive repair on it, remodel on it. That's the way she sounds.